Hey folks, welcome to DocTalk. Dr. Dan Thomson here. Glad that you joined us. Today's show is going to be outstanding. I have Dr. Charlie Brown from Accelerated Genetics, who he is the Director of Veterinary Services for. We're going to talk about how to manage and develop these bulls. Thanks for watching, and more after this message.
Closed captioning brought to you by Ag Promo Source. Together we grow. Learn more at agpromosource.com. This segment brought to you by Kansas Regenerative Medicine. Your stem cells, your health, your life.
Folks, welcome to DocTalk. Dr. Brown, welcome.
Thank you.
Folks, this is Dr. Charlie Brown. He's the Director of Veterinary Services for Accelerated Genetics. And talk to me a little bit about Accelerated Genetics.
So Accelerated Genetics is a cooperative who actually is going to be celebrating its 75th anniversary in 2016.
Wow.
Put together by a group of 40 dairy farmers in Vernon County, Wisconsin, and started thinking about genetics and improving their herds, and built a cooperative to acquire the best genetics they could afford and then share them amongst each other. And that's developed into one of the largest, most successful cooperatives, AI centers, in the United States.
Wow. Well, I know that you have a lot of producers involved, a lot of genetics, a lot of bulls involved. Just tickled to death to have you on the show and share some of this information with our viewers. But as we talked and kind of setting up the day, we said, let's talk about some of this bull development, growth and development, and nutrition to start out with.
Good. Yeah, let's do that. So the majority of the bulls that we house are dairy bulls, but we do have a facility for beef bulls exclusively in McCook, Nebraska. But our dairy bulls are acquired at a very young age. We bring in dairy bulls somewhere between, sometimes as young as 3 months of age, but routinely between 5 and 7 months of age. And developing those young bulls, nutritionally having them grow at the appropriate rate so that they're putting on that frame and that muscle, but not getting over-conditioned, having a good, consistent ration and a good health environment where they're not dealing with respiratory problems and feet and leg problems, and just giving them every opportunity to express all the genetic potential that they have. So that's a big part of what we do, developing young bulls. So we really have those bulls between 5 and 7 months before they're actually able to make semen. We do press young bulls to grow. We don't look at average daily gain. We look at a number that we use called weight per day of age. So as we look at bulls on farm before they're acquired, we look for bulls who are between 2.4 and 2.6 pounds per day of age. So for an example, for easy math, a 10-month-old calf is 300 days. He would be 750 pounds. Yeah. That would be a well-grown dairy Holstein bull. For the smaller breeds, Ayrshires, Guernseys, Jerseys, 1.6, 1.8 pounds per day of age is the number we kind of look at for having a bull being well-grown and well-developed. And then as they get into puberty and past puberty, they're in our system long enough, we can monitor average daily gain, and we actually try to monitor that so that bulls have a decreasing average daily gain as they get more and more mature, and then we're looking at body condition score as well.
Cool. Well, it's amazing, man. When we come back, I want to jump back into. We'll take a break, but when we come back, I want to get back into the optimum. Not too fast, not too slow on growth, and maybe some of the problems we're trying to defend. Because thanks for watching DocTalk. This is Dr. Charlie Brown, Dr. Dan Thomson. We're here at Kansas State University. More after these messages.
We do business with Blueville because of the quality of their work. It is excellent quality, and because they make a commitment to their customers.
We enjoy the benefits of hiring a good company to help us maintain this home.
We will always do business with Blueville. We have for many, many years, and there's no reason for us to look for any other service.
No matter where, no matter why, the Veterinary Health Center at Kansas State University is committed to providing quality patient care to animals and exceptional customer service to their owners. From routine checkups to emergency and specialty care, our world-renowned specialists and experienced professionals are here to discover, to teach, and to heal.
Let us know.
How can I help?
How can we help?
DocTalk, brought to you by Santa Fe Trail Meats in Overbrook, or visit us online at sftmeats.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to DocTalk. Dr. Dan Thomson here from Kansas State University, and I'm here with Dr. Charlie Brown, who is the Director of Veterinary Services for Accelerated Genetics, a cooperative group that's located in Wisconsin and also McCook, Nebraska, and working with dairy and beef bulls. And you know, one of the things that when we left that last segment, you know, I sit there and I think about optimum growth of bulls. And you know, what we do with beef bulls in some of these bull test stations and things of just maximum growth and high finish rations, doesn't sound like that's maybe the best thing we can be doing to develop some of these bulls.
Yeah, I'm not sure that it is. So with our dairy bulls, we get them on a high forage, a good quality alfalfa grass mix hay. We feed some grain to keep the growth rates up, and we expect that they can do 2.5 pounds per day is good. We want them to be able to put all that muscle and frame on, but we don't want to get them over conditioned. So we monitor body condition scores, and we use the dairy system on the dairy bulls, and 3 is fine. That's where they should be, and that's where they need to stay throughout their lives. They need to, as they start to get older and finish that muscle and frame development, then monitoring body condition score is a real big deal to maintain that so they're not too fat and that they're not negatively affecting their ability to thermoregulate testes. Beef bulls, we have a system in place where they go to the feedlot, they get on a bull test station, they get maybe a higher forage diets than some of them, but still high energy, and they're pushed hard to see who has the highest average daily gain over that period. And body condition scores are not monitored, and so those bulls will come out, and then they'll be expected after they're 14 months of age to make good quality semen, and either at natural service or go to an AI center and make good quality semen. And that's a real difficult chore. And a lot of bulls just don't make it because of all the stressors we've put them through prior to getting to the AI center. And they just don't make the semen quality standards.
Well, and you'd mentioned that, you know, it's not just nutrition. It's not just, you know, the really fast growth rates that we expose them to. There's other things that we're doing.
So bulls, like all animals, have a need for a social order. And my observations have been over the years that bulls in small groups do pretty good. Groups of 6 to 10, depending on their ages, and smaller as they're older. But for these bulls that are 8, 9 months of age up to 14 months of age, you can put them in groups of 6 to 10 and they get along. But even in a group of 10 animals, there's a lot of interactions that happen between all those bulls, and they have to establish that social order and maintain it, which is stressful, which raises cortisol levels. And then if we're pushing them hard on feed, and if bunk space is not more than adequate, then there's competition at the bunk. So there's all kinds of stressors that happen that negatively affect that bull's ability to produce semen as that semen production process starts.
Yeah, and it's so interesting because, you know, we're going to have to go to a break, but to me, when you think of development of semen quality, and, you know, the beef guys are pretty hooked up on phenotypic evaluation of the bull in the sale ring, how do we strike that balance of both is probably something we're going to have to answer in the future. So anyway, great information.
Thanks.
Let's take a break.
Okay.
Thanks for watching Doc Talk. We're going to take a break. More with Dr. Charlie Brown from Accelerated Genetics when we return.
The BQA Tip of the Day, sponsored by Beringer Ingelheim Vetmedica, Inc.
I'm Dr. Kip Lukasevich with Production Animal Consultation. Today's BQA Tip of the Day is proper storage and organization of your equipment. At the feed yard that I'm at today, one thing that they utilize is an autoclave, and we utilize the autoclave for surgical equipment such as our scalpels, hemostats, as well as our transfer needles. Anytime we're mixing up vaccine, we want to make sure that our transfer needles are clean. We do not use any disinfectants such as chlorhexidine, dish soap, or any of that to wash them up, as it will destroy the modified live. If we are reusing disposable syringes, we always properly clean them in hot water, and then we autoclave them and store them properly. Here you can see, as far as the organization, we have all of our syringes organized and in place in storage baskets, as well as our needles and so forth. So that is our tip of the day.
Next time you see a beautiful field of corn, reach out and thank the farmers who work tirelessly to raise corn for livestock feed, renewable fuels, and exports to feed a growing world population. The farmers on the Kansas Corn Commission work for Kansas Corn with grower-funded checkoff dollars that support foreign and domestic market development, research, promotion, and education to expand opportunities for Kansas farmers. To learn more, visit kscorn.com.
Broadband has become as important to us as highways. That is why DocTalk is teaming up with NTCA, the Rural Broadband Association, and rural broadband companies like Blue Valley Telecommunications in fighting for quality broadband access through the program Smart Rural Communities.
I don't think we have any idea what's coming in the future. I couldn't have imagined 5 years ago what we're doing today. So in 2 years, I would guess there's things we can't imagine that we're going to be doing.
To learn more, visit ntca.org/smart or bluevalley.net.
Ag Promo Source is a unique group of marketing specialists with one mission: help your ag business grow. Each affiliate has their own area of expertise, and they work together to bring you advice, products, and services. To get started, visit agpromosource.com. Ag Promo Source. Together we grow.
Soil is the life of a farm, and for 25 years, SureCrop Liquid Crop Nutrition has helped growers produce abundant quality crops while preserving and improving the soils they steward. SureCrop offers complete soil and plant analysis with cropping recommendations, delivery direct to your on-farm storage, and quality crop nutrition custom blended for your field. Choose SureCrop for the assurance of excellence for your soil. Call today or visit their website for more information.
Buying a car shouldn't be this hard. And at Brown Chevrolet Buick in Wamego, it isn't. It's actually awesome. Whether you want a new or used car or truck, Toby's team can make the deal. Even if you want to custom order a new car or truck, Toby's team can make the deal. See Toby's team at Brown Chevrolet Buick in Wamego. We're awesome.
DocTalk, brought to you by the Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff, progress powered by Kansas farmers.
Hey folks, welcome back to Doc Talk. Dr. Dan Thomson here at Kansas State University, where my guest today is Dr. Charlie Brown, who's the Director of Veterinary Services at Accelerated Genetics out of Wisconsin and McCook, Nebraska. And we're talking about bull development and managing bull development, and so we're going to get into some specific time frames now.
Yep.
So we're going to talk about how these bulls should be managed and what's going on with their growth and development in that 4 to 8 months of age.
Right. So young bulls between week 0 and week 16 are getting a lot of attention from their moms or from people while they're in individual huts and being raised by hand for dairy bulls. But week 16 to week 32 is that 4 to 8 month of age when all the things that for bulls are going on reproductively are happening. Sertoli cell development, all the Sertoli cells that a bull's ever going to develop and make happens at that time. The initial hormonal cycle that goes on, LH surges, and the feedback loop for testosterone development goes on. And so all that scrotal development that can happen potentially is that groundwork is laid in that week 16 to week 32. And so that's a critical period for making sure they don't have the stress of any illnesses, respiratory disease, diarrheas, cold stress, heat stress, and then, of course, socialization. Bulls do better in smaller groups than in big groups. They have a limit to what they can manage, or they split themselves apart into small groups within a bigger group. And bulls are always checking the social order. So there's always a little check-in every day as who's in charge and who's not. And so if you change those groups, you change the social order, and the bulls have to reestablish the whole thing all over again. So adding bulls and taking bulls out is a difficult thing. So for beef bulls, especially as they're 8 months old, now they're going to a bull test station and getting changed water, feed, social order, vaccinations, and then getting warmed up to get on a high energy diet, which in and of itself can be detrimental to semen quality. And so we do all these things to these bulls, and we don't monitor body condition score. We monitor rate of gain. And so we've done a lot of things to negatively impact these bulls' reproductive potential in that whole bull test station period, right after that critical period has been kind of taken care of at home at the home ranch, where things are much more stable environmentally, socially, nutritionally. So it's a critical time.
Yeah, and you know, I think that people forget about, again, we're raising these bulls for, we want them to look nice, and we want them to express the phenotypic behavior, appearance, but really we've got to make sure they're going to be able to produce quality semen.
Right, whether it's natural service or AI service, the bull's function is to get cows pregnant, and cows pregnant is how money gets made when you got a cow-calf herd. So scrotal development is a big deal. Semen quality is a big deal during that time period. And I look at bulls as athletes. They need to look like they're doing their work. So they need to be muscular, but they don't need to be fat. I'd rather have them, if you'll take this analogy, I'd rather have them look like a middleweight fighter than a heavyweight wrestler.
Yep.
And I think that they're just sounder and more athletic and more able to find cows, breed cows, get around, and make good quality semen.
Stay tuned. More with Dr. Charlie Brown from Accelerated Genetics. We're going to come back. We're going to talk a little bit more and do a wrap-up on how to manage bulls.
Hello, I'm Dr. Frank Lyons from Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center here in Manhattan, Kansas. Daryl was one of our patients that we did about 7 months ago.
I dug trees by hand for years and years and years. In the process, I wore out my rotator cuff. But when I learned about this process, I thought if there's a way to get rid of this pain, then I want to do it. So we did it, and it worked. And I'm not going to go out and dig trees with a shovel anymore, but I can do the things that I want to do now.
Well, it's been very gratifying to help people with their painful joints and other entities, and it's been especially gratifying to be able to help people who I know and have worked with and known for many years.
Grain sorghum is one of the most important cereal crops worldwide, and Kansas leads the nation in its production. A high-energy, drought-tolerant crop, sorghum only requires 6 inches of water to produce the first bushel. And with its wide uses and easy adaptation, sorghum proves to be a truly indispensable crop. Kansas Grain Sorghum is committed to sorghum research, market development, and education. Learn more at ksgrainsorghum.org.
Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture, represents grassroots agriculture. The state's largest and most powerful farm organization stands up for its members through leadership development, agriculture education, legal defense, environmental advocacy, farm safety, and risk management. Members also enjoy money-saving benefits. To join our organization today or to learn more, go to www.kfb.org or find us on Facebook and Twitter.
Healthy cows start with the new hired hand automatic livestock sprayer. Rancher invented to provide an efficient alternative to pour-on and injectable parasite management systems. The portable design allows cattle to treat themselves head to hoof. Strategic device placement with pass-through activation technology takes the stress out of parasite treatment for cattle and the rancher. Get the new hired hand for yourself or become a distributor. Visit cowsprayer.com. The new hired hand makes healthy cows easy.
Valley Vet Supply is devoted to providing information and professional quality products at reasonable prices.
Valley Vet Supply.
Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture. To join today or for more information, go to kfb.org or find us on Facebook and Twitter.
Hey folks, welcome back to DocTalk. We're having a great discussion today with Dr. Charlie Brown, who's the Veterinary Services Director at Accelerated Genetics. And it's been just a great discussion because I've learned so much about bulls. And you know, there's some things we've got to start making some changes within our industry. We've got to start looking at bulls a little bit differently on the ground.
I think so. So with bulls having this rate of gain and needing to be reproductively sound, I think it's pretty well decided within the industry that bulls who are going out to breed cows need to be a body condition score 6. And that's a happy medium. They got enough cover on them to work hard. They may lose some weight, but it's a long way from 6 to skinny. And you got to remember, bulls don't get fat on the outside till they're fat on the inside. So if they look a little hard, they still got plenty internally to take care of them if feed is short while they're chasing cows and heifers in the spring or the fall. So that body condition score is a big thing. And rapid changes in body condition score, just like rapid changes in temperature, really affect semen quality negatively. And we have this thing about taking pictures of bulls. So when I hear picture ready, I think of body condition score 8, headed for 9, which really does not help bulls reproductively.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, and so you know, when we're trying to dial back, and you know, it's 70 pounds on a body condition score on a bull, or
for dairy bulls, it's probably 120 to 150.
Yeah. Well, and I'm thinking more cows. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So for bulls, you can think of that. If he's walking around at a body condition score 6 and he's a good framed Angus bull, it's probably 110, 130 pounds of body condition score. And so, you know, a couple hundred pounds goes a long way to make a bull really slick and smooth and picture ready. Doesn't do much at all for his ability to actually get around and to thermoregulate properly to keep those testes at the right temperature and sperm quality where it needs to be.
So maybe we need to start getting used to seeing some pictures of body condition score 6.
Yep. So we've internally, our company's made that decision to go that way. And so when people see our bulls at McCook, they're like, oh, that doesn't look like his picture. Nope, he's in his working clothes. He's here to make semen today, and that's what he's doing. He's got a short window to make it. You think about it, they come off the ranches or they get returned to us, and they're in September, October, and they're going home in May and June because they've got contracts to fulfill for service. And so we've got to make them work hard in that period. And so body condition score 6 is what you're going to see when you come to McCook. And we think, and we've already seen an improvement in semen quality and production.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. I really appreciate you being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Great information, folks. Dr. Charlie Brown, Director of Veterinary Services, Accelerated Genetics, Wisconsin, McCook, Nebraska. Great information. Oh, thank you for watching DocTalk. Remember, always work with your local veterinarian. And if you want to find out more about DocTalk, you can find us on the web at www.doctalktv.com. I'm Dr. Dan Thomson. Thanks for watching the show today, and I'll see you down the road.
Closed captioning brought to you by Ag Promo Source. Together we grow. Learn more at agpromosource.com. To see this show and past episodes of Ag AM in Kansas, go online to agaminkansas.com.